Okay, let's get these carburetors back in and synchronize them. Welcome to Urban Monk TV. Hey guys, welcome back to Urban Monk TV. Shot after the fact here. Couple of things I want to say. One, if you're looking for a how to synchronize carbs on a GS550, this was intended to be that video, but it probably isn't the best video for it. Like so many journeys in life, sometimes we find ourselves on a road that we didn't plan to travel. You'll see in this video, I'm going to offer it all up anyways, but you'll see in the video that there is an issue that I need to deal with and we don't successfully complete the carb sync here. But I still think there's some valuable information here, and I just like to share the entire journey because I know some of you are in this for the long haul. And the other thing I wanted to do is give a quick shout out to Andy at Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions. If I know I've got GS owners and viewers, and Andy just completed a GS1000 series. He did a real serious top-end teardown and restoration rebuild on this GS1000. So for you GS guys, there's clearly a lot on the GS550 that I offer in this video series, but Andy has a bunch on the GS1000 and some of the little different intricacies to that. So check him out if you've got one of the bigger CC bikes. Hope you guys enjoy what this video ended up being. Thanks. Okay, I just put a little dish soap inside each of those intake, and the clamps are loose. The surfactant in dish soap is slippery, but it dries, and it's water-based. Okay guys, I haven't done a lot of talking up to this point, but if you're doing a carb sync and you have the gas tank off, then you don't have the vacuum line from carburetor number 3 on that nipple right there where I have the blue cap on it. You know, you don't have that running to your petcock valve, and so you need to seal that off or you're going to have a vacuum leak in number 3 for doing this sync job. So I just wanted to note that. And for any doubters of the accuracy of these inexpensive vacuum gauges, please see my video prior to this one on testing these and whether or not they are accurate enough for this job. I'll have a link below. And lastly, this is an air-cooled motorcycle, so I need some air movement on that engine to cool it. Let me get that plugged in. hanging idle is a lean condition. So before I go any further with synchronizing these, I'm going to want to adjust my fuel to air ratio screws, or the fuel screw on each of the carbs, and maybe I don't have them out far enough. Alright, what I did was turned in each of these air screws, so by reducing the amount of idle air, I'm thus increasing the amount of fuel in the ratio. So, you know, if you're thinking about a lean condition, well, that's too much air. So I'm cutting the air back without making any real serious adjustments to the fuel screws underneath, which is the other thing I can do, but the carb's got to come off to reach them. But by turning each of these in, all four, by, not even a quarter turn, now the idle settles down right away. And we're still getting nice, even vacuum. Different temperatures out of each of these exhaust header pipes. 215 degrees, well, and rising. 220, 170. Number 2 is much cooler. Number 3 is not firing. We're not even getting fuel in number 3. Number 4 is hot. So look at the difference there. 250 degrees to 97. I can put my hand on number 3. I'm not firing there. But I am on number 1, which tells me it's not the coil. Obviously I'm getting spark. 190, that guy's running cool, that's number 2. But yeah, we're getting nothing on number 3. Well, let's see what's happening at number 3 with spark. I'm getting vacuum like I am with the others, so that would be indicative of, you know, I've got compression because I have a pumping action happening in number 3. Here is the spark plug out of number 3, and you know, it's not firing. Not at all. It's a little hot, but that's only because it's pulling heat off of number 4 and 2. So, I have tested spark. I am getting spark in this spark plug, number 3. And so, the next thing is, do I have compression? For a compression test, we want to go wide open here. I'm going to unplug these other spark plugs because I don't want the engine to start. But this thing won't turn over without, without the ignition on. I mean, I'm in excess of 150, so there's compression there. So we have spark and compression. I have to assume we have timing because we're getting timing right on all the others, so you know that doesn't make any sense. That 3 wouldn't be in time when 1, 2, and 4 are. The cams are where they are, so that's not it. It's a fuel issue. So I'm going to get the carbs off and see where my fuel screw is. And with that, I'm out of time this weekend. What I do have is the vacuum synced on these carbs, but I don't have fuel in number 3, so that is a whole separate problem, and I'm going to have to deal with it at another time because I've run out of time this weekend. Hey, if you guys like what I'm doing, this series is going to continue. We're Get This Bike Running. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to become an urban monk. Thanks for watching.